This is my new to me W211 e55 AMG. It's a 2003 model, I think produced end of 2003, so first year. This thing came to me from Japan. It's not the first car I brought over from Japan, and all of them have been Mercedeses, and there are reasons for that. Originally I was hunting for a early W210 AMG, or even a W210 wagon AMG, E55 or an E50. Early because I tend to like the early original designs of cars more than the facelifts, and the facelifts are abundant in North America, but the early ones seem to be hard to find, especially in clean condition. But I shifted my focus a little bit to W211s, which also kind of fit my bill of what I was looking for, which was something practical and fun to drive as a daily driver in the summer. So this will be my daily, at least for this summer, and then if I like it, maybe I'll keep it around for more. But so far this car has been somewhat of a electrical, I don't want to say nightmare, but it has thrown me some curveballs that I haven't been used to handling from before. I tend to get either brand new cars for dailies, and my cars that are tucked away in the garage are all older and don't really have electrical issues to deal with. They're more simple mechanical. This thing, from what I understand, is the first W211s were sort of the first heavily computerized Mercedeses, where everything went to electronics and sensors. Overall, this thing has 47 different systems that a scanner can scan and pick up codes from, and they're very finicky, as I found out, unfortunately, with electronics. So if you let the battery discharge, not even fully discharged, to drop the voltage below a certain level, it starts messing around with certain systems and starts throwing you codes. If it discharges even further, I mean, you get the point. Basically, until I figured that out, charged up the batteries real nicely, and messed around with the scanner and got rid of all the codes. Yeah, I was pretty upset about what was going on with this, but I think I get the point of it now. I mean, overall, pros and cons, hard to say at this point yet. I've only driven the car maybe 200-300 kilometers locally. I mean, the most apparent part, it does have a ton of power and a ton of torque. On the highway, like driving around the city is even, it's a little bit, it's really overpowered. You can't give it gas at all. As soon as you do, I mean, it just wants to rip its tires off. I know it has different transmission settings, so on comfort it's a little bit more reasonable. On sport it's really peppy, and it's the most powerful sedan, most powerful car I've ever owned, for sure. I really like the exterior of this one. So this came with the, I believe these are W230 or R230 SL65 wheels, but I'm not 100% sure, because I think these came on different models as well. So I gotta check sizes and offsets to confirm that, but I think these wheels really fit this car super well. These are probably the best OEM wheels that you can get on the W211 body. So far, condition wise, when you get a car from Japan, you get a condition report when you're bidding on it. So Japan's car auction system is a whole kind of different story in its own, but it gets checked over by an independent inspector before going up for auction, supposedly. So the condition of it was reported to be 4.5 on the outside, 5 being the best. So 4.5 is basically the best condition you can get for a used car, especially for a 17-year-old car. That's pretty inside. So I think that all checked out. I don't know about the B on the inside. I mean, it's all good, but it's got a couple of those standard issues that W211s have. It has a little crack through the wood trim on the center panel, and some wear on the driver's seat. No cracks, no rips, just some fading of the color, which I will look into and refinish a little bit. It's got some odd chrome headlight surrounds, which I want to peel and get rid of. Just not sure how the actual plastic of the headlight is going to react to that, so I might have to replace lenses along with that too, but I'll get to that later. It came with a bunch of carbon fiber stuff stuck to the pillars. I've been working on peeling it off, so kind of stopped. This is the last one that had to be done, and it was really a pain in the ass. I still don't get why people put on all these carbon fiber bits and pieces. I mean, I get it, makes you go faster, but goddamn, how much faster do you want to go? This thing's already got 500 foot-pounds of torque. Anyways, the roof spoiler also, don't know if that's going to stay or go. That one I kind of like. So I gotta peel off all these stickers. I think that's just a dealership sticker from Japan. The rest of it is completely factory, completely stock. So yeah, we'll see how this works out for me. Now let's take a look inside. So inside, this thing's got 97,000 kilometers. Like I said, probably 300, 400 of them I think I put on myself. Still got one check engine light, well, one code. Check engine light is always just one, and the code is for an evap P2606 I think, so I gotta look into what that could be. But initially, I mean, it threw me like 37 different codes when the battery was discharged, and tried to kill me when I was in the drive-thru by disengaging the SBC brakes, giving me that stop service SBC brakes, and then immediately say it gave some kind of like a pre-warning, and then within 20 seconds it said stop vehicle, SBC brakes not operational, and it lost all power, and I started rolling into this lady in the F-Type Jaguar. Thank God that drive-thru had a second lane to the right, and I had just enough space to steer out and then roll into a parking spot and apply handbrake little by little, and parked in there, let it sit, turned it off, turned it back on. I had a scanner with me, so I hooked up the scanner. It said that it had some kind of a voltage drop event, and it went into activated different levels of under voltage event sort of measures. I don't get what kind of measures those are, if it just shuts off brakes on you when you don't get enough voltage. I mean, that sounds like a pretty fucked up system to me, but hey, I guess Mercedes knows better. I guess this is why when I was reading up about these cars, a lot of people suggested not to go with the early models for the sake of avoiding SBC trouble. But anyways, seems to be all good now. Just need to figure out that one code. What do we got here? So it's got your Japanese deck. So Japanese entertainment systems, from what I understand and from what I saw with my previous cars that I brought over, they're a lot more, they have a lot more features than North American and European ones. Therefore, it's a completely different unit. All the plugs in the back are different from North American or European, and it's not that simple to replace it. So this thing is basically taking up space, because even their radio frequencies are different from ours, so can't even really pick up any radio stations on this. AC works great. Like I said, seats have some minor scuffs on them. You can kind of see them there. It's got some Japanese stickers. Cup holder is missing, so I guess that thing disintegrated and flew out, so I'm gonna have to figure out what to do with that. There's that little crack right there, which I've seen on so many W211s, unfortunately. What else? Otherwise, yeah, it's pretty standard, which is what I like. I don't like seeing a lot of evidence that the car has been messed with. Steering wheel, pedals all look clean, so hoping that the mileage is original. It's got those automatic drop down headrests in the back. It's got a lot of weird compartments. There's one right there. I guess that's for, I don't know, change, coins. This whole thing is a engineering marvel. How do you do this? So that's one. And then you can lift this whole thing up for a bigger compartment there. What else we got? Glove compartment. Yeah, glove compartment doesn't want to unlock. Here we go. Another problem we just encountered. Oh, it could be because I was replacing batteries in the key and playing with lock unlock. Nope, that's not it. Okay, well, that's another thing to figure out. I think I got something valuable in there too, so I gotta figure that out ASAP. Had to do a sunroof reset procedure, which is pretty simple and can be found on YouTube. Had to do a throttle reset procedure because that thing was messing around, but that I figured out as soon as that happened, because I've had that happen on previous Mercedeses of mine. I think all of these like late 90s to late 2000s Mercedeses had the throttle position sensor or pedal sensor in this case troubles, where either the sensor went or you had to reset it once in a while if you did wide open throttle and threw it off. So yeah, we'll check back in a bit and I'll let you know how I like this car and if I've had any more trouble with it. But so far, hard to say, but I can't really judge it based on how much I've driven it yet. I've been spending most of my time just figuring out all these little quirks that this car has. So yeah. Oh, and another thing is, I love the sound in this thing. I'm not sure if this is stock exhaust or somebody removed resonators or secondary cabs, but I don't know if this translates well to video because this is shot with the iPhone, so probably not. But the sound is sweet. I don't really know if this is stock or not. Haven't been around these cars for a while, so yeah, thanks for watching.